I want to find out from you, how's your schedule in school like? Do you have a tight schedule in school?
It depends. We usually take 2 courses or 2 classes at a time. So we usually have, say, 5 to 7 sessions per week, 4 to 7 sessions per week.
And how many sessions do you have in a day?
I mean, if we are taking like 4, it differs. We don't have the same schedule every week.
Okay.
So like we usually have 4 to 7 sessions per week distributed across the weekdays. We usually don't have more than 2 sessions in one day, so there's not a lot of like scheduled class time in that sense, but we do have a lot of studying to do outside of class time.
I'm asking this basically because here in Ghana, where I school, that's Ghana Institute of Journalism, when the timetable comes out, you just choose the courses that you want to go. So for instance, I can choose to have 3 courses within a day. I can choose to have only 1. So that's what we are experiencing. So I'd like to find out from you, is it the same as yours, or yours in your school is very tight schedule, so maybe you don't find time to do other things, or you do find time to do other things as well, like going for parties as you just mentioned and all that?
I mean, as I said, like having a set schedule is not something that we do in Sweden. But we do study a lot, like on our own, like individually. That's really the main part of our studies. So that takes up a lot of time, and in exam periods that can definitely restrict you from doing other things. But I think it's all about prioritization and how you balance your life. Because like, if you just end up down prioritizing everything that energizes you, then you're not going to be able to do it in the end anyway. So plus people tend to be a little bit older when they go to university in Sweden, which means that they have a little bit more of life experience, so they can also kind of balance their
normal
studies.
Life against their studies.
Exactly.
As well.
It's not always like that, but sometimes that really contributes.
Very interesting. I've been hearing night parties, night lives and all that. Are night lives in Sweden, universities vibrant? Are they vibrant? Are they so? Do they allow you to have night lives and parties and all that?
Yes. So as I mentioned, there's a very vibrant student life in Sweden in general, and at our school in particular. And being on the student association board was really one of those times where I got to attend so many different parties, and it's ranging from just regular casual clubbing to like gala dinners in black tie, formal dresses and so on. So it's a very varying party scene.
Very good. So I think my last 3 questions or 4. What part of the Swedish educational sphere do you fall under? What part of the Swedish educational sphere do you fall under?
So I mean, right now I'm taking a bachelor's degree in business and economics as well as psychology, but eventually I want to move on to be in the psychology field and pursue a
as you mentioned,
PhD. Exactly.
Okay. What do you make of the African system of education?
I don't really know that much about the African
system
of education.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate the Swedish educational system in your school? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? And why would you rate it on that?
So I don't really like to rate things on a scale, because it's like, in one way it's like this, and in another way it's like this.
Okay.
It also depends a lot on what school you attend, because the quality of different schools in Sweden vary a lot. I'd say that in general, the Swedish educational system doesn't really deserve or get the recognition that it actually deserves, because it really does place a large focus on critical thinking and kind of soft skills and analytical skills, and I think that those are really vital for future development.
Very good. Starting based on you being able to judge based on the scale, what would you suggest could be done to improve upon the educational system? I believe you made mention when I asked you about what don't you like about Swedish. You said some of the things that when I asked you what don't you like about the school, the submission you gave, you said you kind of do variety of things and all that. So I'm asking, what suggestion would you give to kind of improve, or is there something you have noticed in your school particularly that you think could improve or something could be done about it?
I think that so in my school in particular, there are rather small class sizes from time to time, and I really think that you can make more use out of those and be more in contact with your students. So if you compare it to when I was studying in the US, then we had really close connections with our professors and really nice relationships with them, which really inspired people to dig further into the topics and also kind of explore the educational path. And I think that's really something that's like kind of missing in a sense. In Sweden, you don't like have as personal relationships with your professors. Like I really did in high school and so on, but not now in college or university. And I think also that it's not really being introduced to students that they may choose the academic path. Like the academic path is rather unknown. It's always about like the profession you end up or you aspire to end up with, not really whether you want to do like a more practical profession or like go the academic way.
Okay, so I think my last question, after school, would you like to work in a corporate environment or set up your own business?
So I would prefer none of them since I want to go into academia. So I would probably prefer working at some academic institution.
Rather than setting up your own business or working in a corporate
Yes.
environment. Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, I wish to pursue my graduate studies and to at least having started to pursue my PhD.
Wow, wow. So guys, as you are still watching, you are watching the campus show here with me and Yopondichi, and we are interviewing a student from Swedish University. We have gotten to the campus fun time. There's a segment where we have fun with our interviewees or our guests. You should laugh a bit and then have fun on the show. So Louisa, we have gotten to the fun time on the episode where we have fun with our guests and all that. So we want to have a bit of fun. So I'll ask you certain questions and then you try and answer them, which I know you would. So the questions I'll ask you is, you have been in Ghana for a while. Is there something, either in our language or something, what have you learned?
Sorry, what?
You have been in Ghana for a while. Is there something you have learned? It could be our language,
Okay.
it could be something. What have you learned?
I mean, language-wise, I've learned to say midasi.
And what's Medase?
Thank you.
Thank you, wow.
Yes,
And then what's else?
of course. Tack.
What?
Tack is thank you in Swedish.
Okay.
Yes. Other than that, I think it's just really a nice country. Like everyone's very nice here. It's lovely being here. Tried some nice foods as
Exactly.
well. I would say that palava sauce and red are my favorite ones.
Wow. And have you tried them yet?
Yeah.
Wow. So Louisa, when someone say Etisen, what does it mean?
It means how are you? And
Oh.
I answer Eya.
Yeah. Wow. That's very interesting. Then you have been able to answer most of our questions. So I want you to look into the camera and then you can give out your social media handles and then your last words to my audience, either to advise, edge them. It could be anything. Just talk to them.
Okay, so my social media, say Instagram is lovisa.m.bergdahl that's my email address. Sorry, that's
Okay.
not what I was meant to say. Lovisa M. Bergdahl is Instagram. Pretty much the same, that's why I confused them.
Don't worry.
Anyway, my final words would probably be don't be afraid to explore interests and areas and projects that seem fun, that are outside of your regular scope of activities or your regular field that you usually engage with.
Wow. Louisa, we would really appreciate you on the campus show for coming here on the show. We really appreciate your time amidst your busy schedules and all that. And we hope the encouragement you are giving to myself and my audience out there, hopefully put them into action. And then all the best on your journey as to whatever aspiration and passion before you. We are hopefully by the grace of God, you achieve all of them. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
So
much.
guys, as you are watching, you have watched the campus show here with me and Yopondichi. As my interviewees say, you need to explore, and whatever that you are doing, you need to come out of your shelf and then do most of them. You have the capabilities within yourself. Thank you for getting the time to join me to have this show. If you have any thoughts on why there is a need to leave your country to school in another country, or what it feels like to school in another country, you can put your thoughts or comments in the comment section below for us to learn together. For all you know, I can learn something from you. If you also learn this video or learn something from this episode, give it a huge thumbs up, share this video to a friend or a loved one for them to benefit from the nuggets of wisdom Louisa have just shared right here on the show. And until then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.